Welcome back to the Mad Spideyverse. I'm Mad Spidey, and thank you once again for tuning into my channel. Today's episode is going to be another one of my statue collection. Now, whether you've seen my statue collection videos or not, or you're first time to the channel or first time to this series, basically my statue collection is comprised all of Bowen Designs statues and mini busts and things like that. Bowen Designs were the company back in the mid to late 90s, early 2000s. Literally had the, even though there were a few around at the time, and they're like, obviously now there's hundreds of different statue and toy and, you know, all that sort of stuff, companies. Bowen was, one of the most prevalent ones and one of the most sought after ones, you know, back in those days. They pretty much did 3 different ranges. They did a mini bust, a mini statue, and a full-size statue. The mini statues were 9 times out of 10 exactly the same as the full-size statues, just on a smaller scale. I did try to become a completist and go for the whole entire range, which is a lot. But I ended up getting rid of the mini statues because I'm like, there's no point in having 2 exactly the same, just in different scales. So, in saying that, today's episode will be another one of the mini busts. I have mentioned previously, if you have actually seen some of these videos before, all this stuff is in storage, so getting to certain things is quite hard. But yeah, like, and I do have a lot more mini busts than I do full-size statues. But yeah, sometimes it's just like, you know, you'll have 20 or 30 mini busts in front of one full-size statue, so trying to get to it's a little bit hard. So I just sort of, you know, pick and choose what I can sort of grab easily enough. Today's one will be, as I said, a mini bust, and it will be Man-Thing. So, the other thing to note with Bowen Designs, which once again I've mentioned plenty of times before, the trademark grey box that basically has, you know, little sort of, you know, names of characters and pages and scenes and stuff like that, all sort of mixed in a collage and things like that. The box itself, especially with the mini busts, they always have, or I'll say most of the time they will have, a synopsis of the character himself, him or herself. And they generally have 2 pictures of 2 comic books. Most of the time, they'll generally have the first appearance book or something fairly close to it. And then the bottom one will generally be a book that's been released closer to the time of the actual release of the statue. And the other side will have like sculpt details, like who did the prototype and who designed it, things like that, height, width, all that sort of stuff. The other thing of note is obviously there is an edition size to each and every one of these. This one was an edition size of 2,000 worldwide. So, and I do actually vaguely remember this one is actually, they also did 5 phases over the years. This was a phase 1 mini bust. So the other thing that you may remember me mentioning is the mini busts especially were fairly basic when they first started in the first phase. So you generally just get literally just a bust. There'll be no arms, hardly any detail to the back. The bases are usually pretty basic. And they got more sort of, you know, obviously a lot more grandiose as they went along. But yeah, this is one of the earlier ones, so you'll notice all the detail will pretty much just be in the face and, you know, main torso. There won't be too much other detail. But let's get opening up, show you what it actually looks like. Now, I mentioned a lot before that generally when you open them up, the foam will usually say up or the Bowen Designs symbol on it, so you know which way to actually do it up. A lot of the early first phase ones didn't actually do that. So you had to sort of be, just be very extra careful. So we'll open that up. get him out. All right, nice and easy. So there we go. There is Man-Thing. So as you notice, there's a lot of detail. The face and the torso part, no arms, as I mentioned. Does have just as much detail on the back. Sometimes it can literally be sort of cut out and not have as much detail. The other thing is, if you have seen some of these of my video series before, you'll notice I always show the base that gives you the edition number, and as I said, this one is 2000. Most of the time, all the writing and all the details on the bottom is white. This one is actually blue. They didn't do that very often at all. So what number is this one? This one is number 22 of 2000. So that's actually a very, very low number, but I've never been phased by the numbers, just as long as I was able to get one. That was the main thing. And you may have seen, as I did the quick turnaround, it's actually signed by the man himself, Randy Bowen, just on the back. So, like, as I said, like, without the vines going over the base would be very, very simple. So they have given a little bit of, you know, pizzazz, I suppose you could say, to the base itself, just by putting a bit of vinage on it. But otherwise, yeah, most of the detail is in the actual bust itself. So there you go. That will do for this particular video. So as I said, Man-Thing mini bust from Bowen Designs. Hope you enjoyed the video. Obviously, you know, don't forget to do all that usual YouTubey stuff. You know, hit the like button. Apparently it's supposed to help the algorithm, supposedly. But yeah, that'd be greatly appreciated if you could do that just on the way out. Leave a comment if you want to, and obviously don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. That'd be greatly appreciated. All right, hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and Spidey out.